Who taught you to play?
Well, I taught myself, really. Picked up a few licks at the carnival.
At the carnival.
Well, yeah, there was singing cowboys that come through teach me all sorts of funny chords. And they pass through in the shows in Kansas or Dakotas. Yeah, these chords I learned from a cowboy named Wigglefoot.
You were in a carnival. You are so completely full of shit. I had lessons as a kid, you know, normal lessons. I write too. I'm not sure there's a way to learn that.
Too hard.
Excuse me?
You tried too hard to write.
Really?
Yeah, if you're asking.
I wasn't.
Sunsets and seagulls, smell of buttercups. Your songs are like an oil painting at the dentist's office.
You're kind of an asshole, Bob.
Yeah, I guess.
Play this.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head, pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many heirs must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
So this is... what?
I don't know. Yeah, everyone asks where these songs come from. When you watch their faces, they're not asking where the songs come from.
If invasion is undertaken,
They're asking why songs didn't come to them.
The Bob Dylan story wasn't a straight trajectory. I mean, he did have hurdles to climb, but pretty quick from the jump, he was a very talented and very well-received songwriter.
Once upon a time, you're just so fine.
As a storyteller, it's my job to create a world in which you fall into it, to invite the audience to forget your own, and you start living in theirs.
We're following Bob on his journey to becoming Bob Dylan.
Hey, Sylvie, get in here.
What?
There's a reason why Bob Dylan's lyrics have withstood decades of change culturally, politically, because he's brilliant.
I'm not really interested in what people call cradle-to-grave stories. This story about a specific moment, period of a person's life, that's what I loved about this period in Dylan's life and in folk history. This young man arriving into this big town, what was a vagabond guy with $2 in his pocket, became the king of New York music.
This movie covers 1961 to 1965, so depending on where you sit in the Church of Bob, this kind of covers the period of his life that's the least chronicled.
God made the world in 6 days.
Are you God, Bob?
How many times do I have to say this? Yes.
The West Village was responsible for Bob Dylan as much as Bob Dylan was responsible for the West Village. It was a small geographical area filled with poets and painters and folk singers, all on top of each other, feeding off of each other, going to the cafes that were like every 50 feet and the bars and the galleries.
The whole piece is just a celebration of these people's lives and music and the time.
I feel like we capture the spirit of the music, the spirit of that time, the spirit of a guy who wouldn't let himself be boxed in.
You sort of hope that you can kick open a door of interest, and maybe the film becomes only step one in a journey of people to go deeper with these artists.
I stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests.
The entire folk music identity is now tied into who Bob is.
Bob Dylan was a name you're supposed to like or you're supposed to revere. You gotta make the thing live. And I'm proud that we took that leap, I think this is like a faithful celebration of Bob Dylan. My dream is if people went on to listen to his music, because I just know it's a gift that'll keep on giving.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Dylan.